Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is a tag team match. Tonight, weighing in at 245 pounds from Longboat Key, Florida, Psycho. And his partner tonight, weighing in at 210 pounds from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Johnny Axe. Their opponents tonight, weighing in at 238 pounds from Ruskin, Florida, Chris the Dr. Proctor. And his partner, weighing in at 232 pounds from Sarasota, Florida, Paul Drake. This will be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match.
Flag out of here. Let's get that flag out.
I'll tell you, Ned, this is going to be an interesting match here. We have the tag team match here, Chris the Dr. Proctor and Paul Cannonball Drake against the Psycho and Johnny Axe. I have yet to see this Psycho here in the Suncoast area. What do you know of this gentleman?
I don't know. Rumor has it that he possibly escaped from Anclo Psychiatric Center. That possibly could be. And any time you get in the ring with a maniac, anything can happen. But we're looking at Johnny Axe here and Psycho going up against Captain America over here. At least he thinks he's Captain America. And then you've got Chris the Dr. Proctor, which I haven't seen any license. I wonder what he's a doctor of. As far as I know, he's from Ruskin. Maybe he's a doctor of picking tomatoes or something. Who knows?
No, I'm not really.
The tomato doctor, yeah.
Well, it could just be. I'm really not sure. There's the bell for the match. Looks like starting the match off is Psycho and Paul Drake. You know, quick, I just want to mention something real fast. In that, in upcoming weeks, we are going to be having a tag team tournament. And as I was talking to Hammer and Henry Reigns a couple weeks back, looking at Dr. Proctor and Paul Cannonball Drake, they have an unblemished record. They have no checks in their loss column. And right now, looking, has to be these two gentlemen as the number one seed in that tournament. We're going to be hearing more things about that tag team tournament in weeks to come.
Well, I would say they definitely have a promising future in the sport, and as far as their record, it certainly is unblemished, I will say that, but things can happen between now and then, so this all remains to be seen.
Again, I'd like to mention they brought their beautiful valet with them to the ring. Ned, bringing up on, bringing girls to the ring, let's talk about your girl, and that's that bet, so to speak, that you called Betsy.
Yeah, good old Betsy. What about her? What do you want to know?
Well, I'm not really too concerned about Betsy too much. Let's get back to the action in the ring right now. Looks like Psycho complaining to referee Frankie Reyes about a closed fist. Psycho tags out with Johnny Axe. I think the Psycho maybe might be a little nuts. I don't exactly know where you think he's going. Just steps out of the ring. Here we have Johnny Axe and Paul Drake tying up right now. Paul Drake bringing into the turnbuckle. Tagging out with Chris or Dr. Proctor.
Okay, referee's trying to tell him to break it up, get out of the corner, and they seem to want to take their time.
Well, they do have a 10 count once they are into the ropes to break it. It's a big leg dropped across Johnny Axe's throat. Got a 2 count from referee Frankie Reyes. Was Proctor going for the slam? Sends Johnny Axe right down to the canvas, falling up with a big elbow. Got a 1 count there. I'll tell you, Ned, I don't know if you got to hear the comments of Gator Gilmore in full force. These guys have really worked hard together. And you and Jumbo Beretta definitely got your hands full next week.
Well, on the same token, the other side of the coin, they've got their hands full too. And I certainly feel that between Jumbo and myself, we're capable of doing just about anything.
Real quick, if the people out there were paying attention to the match, looks like Johnny Axe used Nasty Ned's attitude adjuster.
Well, I would say a variation thereof.
Is this something that Johnny Axe came to you and you taught him how to do this, or just something he took upon himself?
Well, it's just kind of something you pick up at times. When time calls for something, you improvise.
I'll tell you, it's definitely a hold that'll put you on the ground and make you think for a couple of seconds.
Well, again, like I said earlier, the object is to win, and it doesn't matter how you win as long as you get your hand raised with victory, because when you win, that means titles. Titles comes money, and that's what it's all about.
Go right now, we have Chris Proctor in a headset as Johnny Axe is coming out of that. There's their valet at ringside there looking on. Let me ask you, Ned, do you think this valet here on the outside of the ring helps, or does she hinder what's going on in the match with Paul Drake and Chris Proctor?
Well, at this point, I'm not really sure whether or not she's actually their manager or she's their valet. I've not really seen anything yet as far as her involvement in the match, other than maybe just she's there for moral support. But I don't know. If I was going to have somebody outside, I'd want them to be ready at a moment's notice. I don't know if she's really capable of doing the job.
I think the difference of their valet and your valet is you can pick yours up and knock someone over the head with it. It'd be a little more difficult for them to pick up the lady and knock someone on the head with it.
Well, at least one thing, I don't have to worry about her talking back too much.
Well, you got a point there, Nassau. Let's go back to the ringside here. Johnny Axe with a backbreaker across the knee. Dropping a big elbow there.
Big, vicious elbow. Almost. Almost a 3 count.
This Chris the Dr. Proctor trying to work his way into the corner to tag Paul Drake. He makes a tag. In comes Paul Drake. Some big boots there in the midsection. Sues Johnny Axe into the ropes. And a big backdrop. I'll tell you one thing, he almost did a full flip there.
Yeah, he certainly did.
Going for the cover. 1, 2. And got a 2 count. That was close.
Beautiful
Drop. The beautiful drop kick there by Paul Drake, sending Johnny Axe down.
Well, it looks like Paul Drake and Chris Proctor here have the upper hand, but I wouldn't sell these other two short.
Big slammer by Paul Drake makes a tag with Chris Dr. Proctor. Proctor comes in the ring now, dropping that elbow across the throat of Johnny Axe.
I think right now what Johnny Axe needs to do is get over and tag his partner.
Well, it looks like he's trying to attempt to make the tag.
Small package. Well, it certainly looks like...
That's a beautiful Oklahoma roll there by Chris the Dr. Proctor, but couldn't hold on to make that pinfall.
Certainly looks like they really want the pinfall, but I'll tell you something.
Johnny Axe needs to get over there and tag up with Psycho to get this player in there. You know, you can tell the difference now to watching Paul Drake and Chris the Dr. Proctor, that these guys have worked together as a tag team. They know each other's moves. They know what to expect of each other. The way they're constantly tagging in and out and keeping a fresh man in, where they're going against the likes of Psycho and Johnny Axe, who probably have never teamed up together as a tag team. Which brings me to thought, this would be the first time you've ever had a tag team partner with Jumbo Beretta. There's a lot of difficulties and a lot of things I don't know if you guys have been able to work out. When you're working a tag match, you have to work together as a unit and come together as one.
Most definitely. And in any tag team match, you've got to have a captain. You've got to have somebody that's going to call the shots. Like I said with Jumbo Beretta, I feel the man has got a lot of potential. We spent some time together. We went down to the Keys. We partied together. We had a great time. He seems to be going in the same direction as myself. When we're just taking it one day at a time. And I think the man's got the potential. And maybe under my tutelage and under my wing, the man can really go places.
That's a beautiful double elbow there. Looks like Johnny Ace is taking the upper hand. See, here's where the inexperience of this tag team comes in. Johnny Axe, well, now he's making the tag, but he should have made the tag right at the time when he's making his comeback, and he was able to tag out with his partner. That's the difference of these two tag teams right here. It's like Psycho and Johnny Axe got Chris the Dr. Proctor tied up in their corner. Paul Drake comes in. Frankie Ray is referee. I think he was trying to put Paul Drake outside. As you see when the referee's back is turned, they're doubling up on Chris and Dr. Proctor.
Of course, they got to the tech count. I mean,
Said earlier.
Johnny Axe looked like he has the upper hand here right now. Sending Chris and Dr. Proctor to the canvas. Here's another sign of inexperience when he has a man going like this. See, instead of going a hold, he should be trying to go for a pinfall.
Well, maybe he feels he just has to wear him down a little bit.
But this could come back and haunt him at the end of the match. When he has the opportunity to make the pinfall and he chose not to, he chose instead to take on a hold and try to wear his man down. But this tag team of Paul Drake and Chris Proctor, there was not a lot of opportunities to try to tag these guys. These guys are quick. They move well in the ring. They're constantly tagging in and out. And every time and you have the opportunity to try to pin one of these gentlemen on the mat, you should take it. A rake across the eyes here, Johnny Axe.
Right, a vicious headbutt right there.
See right here, again, he's not going for the pinfall. There's a fist to the throat. Now he tags out. Here comes Psycho in now.
Yeah, the Psycho character. He would
Well, right there, it definitely looks like an illegal chokehold. Referee Frankie Ray is getting right into the front of things right now.
Yeah, he certainly looks like he's out of a loony bin.
Beautiful suplex. Drop Psycho across the back. Here again, Psycho definitely needs trying to make the pinfall. Instead, he chose to choke his opponent. He got close to Dr. Proctor right now in the corner, double teaming him. Psycho dropping the elbow. That's a 2 count. Guess the Dr. Proctor needs to get over there and make the tag with Paul Drake. Psycho with the tag brings in Johnny Axe. Johnny Axe with an elbow. Paul Drake was not waiting. He chose to come in the ring. Shoots Johnny Axe in the cross. We have Dr. Proctor on the outside. Beautiful high suplex. And there's the bell in the winners. Still not a loss. Chris and Dr. Proctor, Paul Drake are our victors in this tag match. I'll tell you, Ned, that was a beautiful move there right now. Yeah, I go right now to a break. We're going to come back with an interview. Nasty Ned, you're going to have this interview to yourself, and that's your tag team partner, Jumbo Veretta. We'll be right back.